can cook, Ming can cook, hey, Bobby Flay can cook. But today, I'm going to show you that Bobby Win can cook. You know what I'm making today, folks? Check this out. This is wonton soup, veggie style. Alright, honey, take a look at what we got here. This is what we call veggie ham. This is going to be kind of like the glue that holds everything in the wontons. We got veggie beef balls. Oh, these are so yummy. I promise these are actually better than the real meatballs. One of my favorites, veggie stewed lamb chunks. Really awesome. It's got that sinewy taste that when you bite into it, just bursts with flavor. And of course, wouldn't be wontons if you didn't have wonton wrappers, right? We also have garlic. I'm a big fan of the vegetable broth. You can make this in a pot, you know, with stewing veggies, but comes conveniently also in a can. Alright, well, step one is we're going to chop up some onions and garlic. And how do we do this? Nice and easy, like so. Bam! I can't use the bam bam, you know, I think it's been trademarked by somebody else if I recall. Alright folks, what we got here is Chinese mushroom. Chinese, we say this is tongko. You can get this at the Oriental stores. This is really good stuff. You gotta have this. It comes dried in the bag. Here, let me show you what it looks like. So it's dried like this. You can also buy them fresh, but if you buy them dry, you just want to rehydrate them by putting in some lukewarm water for a few minutes so it soaks in the water. It looks like this. And we're going to cut some of these up. You don't want to get these pieces too big, but you want to leave them big enough so that when you bite into them, there's like still a nice little burst of flavor. Yum, yum, yum. See how the water just oozes out of them when it's soaked? Well, when it gets into the wontons, it's going to soak up all that flavor and soak in the broth that it sits in. Now, in the interest of time, we've also diced up some garlic and some onions here and put it in a bowl. Everything's going to go into the bowl. Alright, we just got done chopping and dicing the Chinese mushrooms here. I'm going to set that aside for a second. I got in my hand 2 bowls. We got the veggie lamb chunks and the veggie beef balls. We're going to need to cut these up nice and thin too. We're going to slice and dice them so that we can get it a proportion for the wontons. So you want to get them like sort of like this size right here. Not too small because they'll crumble, but you know, big enough so that they're nice and chewy. Just this size right here is good. Same with these stew chunks. These stew chunks are so good. They've got the tendon feel to it so that you bite into it. It's like, wow. Steak without killing the cow. Gotta love it. Alright, so we have everything chopped up, folks. We have the veggie beef balls and the stewed lamb chunks all minced and diced up here with the mushrooms. We're going to mix everything in a bowl. So we already have the onions and the garlic. This is the veggie ham paste that we're going to drop in here. So you're going to shred it up. It's got a little texture to it. We'll break it up like that. So you're going to mix that evenly in. And we're going to put in the others stuff here. Just roll that right on in. So you want to make sure you have a mixing bowl that's big enough. Mix it up a little bit. So this is going to be the stuffing. for me. Gotta give a shout out to Michael Bublé here, so providing some background music and the Pussycat Dolls. You know, you have to have the right tunes while you're cooking. That gets you going. Alright. Now what we're going to do is add a couple eggs so that you can use the eggs here to keep the mixture all together like a glue. Yes, your hands are going to get a little dirty, folks. Not to worry. That's right. Nice and gooey. Oof, those eggs are cold. That's right. Mix it up. You can't smell it at home, but you can smell it here. All the garlic and the onions. Just bringing out all the flavor of the mushrooms and the veggie stuff. Does that smell good, honey?
Smells wonderful.
Uh-huh. That's my sous chef there, so off camera she helped chop all the stuff for me in the interest of time. We did that together. Now, of course, you want to add in all the other ingredients to give it some more flavor. Now, some people don't like garlic. I gotta tell you, I love garlic. Garlic makes everything taste so good. Now, we have fresh garlic in here, and I also have some already mixed garlic in here. I'm just going to drop a couple spoons in here, just for good measure. Now we're going to put in some chopped green onions. I already have this in a bag. Again, you can just save time by freezing them. Just dropping them in there, it'll taste just as good. But if you do have the time, you have them fresh. And of course, you know, you can chop some up and just drop some in there. Now, if you have fresh ginger, folks, you want to mince that and throw it into the mix. But I don't have any today, so I'm using some ground ginger here. You catch that, honey? All right. Just going to drop a few shakes in there. It's kind of like the Heinz 57 ketchup. You gotta hit it in the right spot here. Not too much, or you're going to get a little bit too much kick. So just season the taste. And you measure a little salt on your hand. Again, not too much. So I'll be using a little soy sauce too. But you do want the meat to be seasoned, or the veggie meat to be seasoned. So you want to get enough in there. What brings out kind of the flavor of everything is this white cooking wine I'm using. I'm just going to do 1 spoon. You don't want to do too much or it's going to be kind of sour and bitter. But just enough is perfect. Again, with the sesame seed oil, this stuff is good, but it's pretty powerful. So you don't want to put too much. Usually half a spoon to a spoon. If you're not used to the taste, then I would say definitely probably no more than half a spoon. Looks like this bottle's out, so I'm going to use a new one over here. And that's right, a chef has to be prepared, so if you run out, got to make sure you have some backup in store. So we got another bad boy bottle over here. There you go. And of course, my all-time favorite, I put pepper in just about everything. I'm a spice man, ladies and gentlemen. I think life without spice, well, you know, life without spice, that can be okay, but don't you want it to kick it up a notch and be a little spicy? That's how I like my food. Spicy. And you just see it's like layered in pepper there. Then you're going to mix this all up. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Just going to put a couple squirts of soy sauce in here. There's many different brands of soy sauce. We use Golden Mountain. I like the taste of it. Okay, folks. So we got the stuffing all ready here. Now you could also add a little cornstarch in here to give it a little more stickiness. Again, acting more like a glue. I didn't. That's a personal preference, but you can if you want to. I've cracked an egg in here. This is what you're going to use to put on the edges of the wonton skins to glue the wontons together once you stuff them, okay? Really only you need the egg white, but you can leave the yolk in there if you like. So I took the wonton skins out of the package and I separated a few here, like so. You just want to have a tray here and put some wax paper on it so it doesn't stick. And you take a spoon full of the stuffing. Not too much. I'd say, you know, again, that depends on preference. But if you want to make them bigger, you can stuff them bigger. If you want a little smaller, you can make them a little smaller. I'd say this is probably a good size right here. So you just put that in the center. Take your fingers, dip it in the yolk. Oh, there are my assistants yelling out. I got little assistants down here, Roxy and Jasmine. They love to sit around here and watch Daddy cook. And you just bring the corners together like so. So the two sides, I have it pinched. And I bring up the third and the fourth. And I just push it all together like a neat little package. And once I have it up here, I'm going to do a little bit of slight twist, not too much. You'll break the wonton skin. And you sort of move it in this motion. There you go. And the egg whites, just keep it all together. And there you have it, folks. You have. I'm going to make this one a little bit fatter so you can see how that looks. There you go. There you go, folks. The best is for me. Voila! We are getting some wontons going, folks. There you go. Aren't they so pretty? A happy couple. Wonton, Mr. Wonton and Mrs. Wonton. Now you can make this in different shapes. I've seen people make little envelope wontons in different styles, but to me, I'm a traditional wonton maker. So this way too, when it goes into the pot to be cooked, it stays better in terms of not breaking, because of course you don't really want it to break. You want to make sure that it holds in there. And there you go, folks. Wonton family. Now we're ready to put them in the pot.